Eastern Conference, the number 2 Celtics, best team in the league, sorry about that, are playing the Orlando Magic. And I like the Magic, but again, just like Cleveland, Boston has to make a statement. It will be a gentleman's sweep. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Wind Up Wednesday edition, full first round NBA playoffs, we're going to tell you who we think are going to win each and every one of the series. We don't worry about games. Remember, the NBA is about series. And are you an 82-game team or are you a 16-win team? See how I said that? 82 games is the regular season. 16 wins is the postseason. Segment 1, we'll do the Eastern Conference. Segment 2, we'll do the Western Conference. And in segment 3, not only will we talk a little bit about the WNBA draft, but we'll give a special breakdown to one of the hottest players that we're looking forward to watching play. With me today, my man Francois is joining us from just outside of Paris, France. I believe you're in Versailles, if I'm not mistaken. And as a social studies teacher, you got the Treaty of Versailles. And as a Prince fan in the song Girls and Boys, he said, we love to kiss on the steps of Versailles. How are you doing today? So glad to have you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be at this show. It is always a great thing to talk about basketball. We are in a moment where basketball is very fun. It is a playoff time, so I'm joined to talk with you. I'm a coach. Like to introduce myself to all the person looking this show. I'm an assistant coach in Versailles, France. It's a small city near the Paris, and we have a great season this year. We finished first in our division, so we're very happy to be with you today.
All right, so let's get to it. Eastern Conference. Cavs versus the Heat. I predict a gentleman's sweep. The Heat play hard. Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. I love watching them play, but the Cavs need to make a statement, and I think that statement's going to be made on the Heat. So I've got the Cavs in 5. FD, which is what I call them, fans, so just get used to that. FD, who do you have, Cavs or Heat? And give me a number prediction if you can.
Yes, I think the Cavs, definitely agree with you. Cavs are going to win. You have to think about this in the regular season. The Heat win the 2 first game because Jimmy Butler was still in the team. The team was a different momentum, and the Cavs win the last game, the 6th match. I agree with you. It's going to be a five series game, and 5 or 6 maybe, because I think Miami can take 1 or 2 games just because Tyler Hero can put a lot of buckets in the game. And when I think about the first game, he put 34 points on the drop coverage of the Cleveland. He can shoot behind the screen, and I think that this quality can help the Miami Heat to win 1 or 2 games. But Cleveland is the best team, the best offensive team in the NBA, best efficiency. And I think definitely is going to be a contender for the final.
All right. We have the Pacers and the Bucks, and in game 1, they got a little chippy. But hey, the Pacers play a different style of play. And I actually have the Pacers winning in 6. FD, you have heard me scream that young legs run free, and the Pacers have younger legs than the Bucks do, and I think they're going to run free. I've got the Pacers in 6. What say you, Pacers, Bucks?
Yes, Pacers 6 and 7. I agree with you, coach, because Lillard, the Bucks is a good team, but without Damian Lillard, we have to know it. But it's going to be very difficult for them to win. And the Pacers has a great team. They has Pascal Siakam. For the first game, he was on fire, and it's going to be very difficult for the Bucks to deal with that. And I agree with you, 6 or 7, and the Pacers is going to win this series.
And Dame is coming back, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. Okay. And I'm glad he's healthy, and I'm glad he's going to be able to play again. But, I don't think that's going to make a difference. Okay, the Knicks are the 3 seed playing the Pistons. Shout out to Coach Alfred Johnson, who said in the beginning of the season, watch out for the Pistons. So I have the Pistons winning in 6. If you watched game 1, you clearly saw that the Pistons were better players and the Knicks are cagey veteran type team. But I don't know if they can get 4 wins out of that, shooting the way they did. So I've got the Pistons winning in 6. FD, what do you think? Knicks and Pistons, what direction are you going in?
It's going to be a very difficult series to predict. I think this series is going to go to game 7. And I give a little advantage to the Knicks. I love the Pistons, but just because of the experience those guys have. But I agree with you. The Pistons is playing great basketball. And it's going to, for me, I think it's going to go game 7. It's going to be a very huge series.
Okay. And finally, in the Eastern Conference, the number 2 Celtics, best team in the league, sorry about that, are playing the Orlando Magic. And I like the Magic, but again, just like Cleveland, Boston has to make a statement. It will be a gentleman's sweep. Celtics in 5. What do you think? Celtics, Magic.
Celtic in 4, coach. I think.
Oh, you said 4. Okay.
Yeah. I think that the Celtics are going to win the two first game, and if they win the third game, it's going to be a sweep. On my point of view,
sweeping around. Okay, all right, we'll go with that. So, fans, in segment 2, we're going to talk about the Western Conference. That means we got to talk about the Lakers, ridiculously enough. But hopefully, Francois can keep me sane as I talk about the Lakers. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Keith Adams, and for years, I've witnessed the struggles student-athletes face on how to truly balance the demands of academics and athletics. It's a question that I have dedicated my life to answering. That's why I wrote Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. It's more than just a book. It is my personal journey, and it is filled with hard-earned lessons from decades as a coach, educator, and now president of the CKA Safe Project. Inside, you will find practical advice, real-life stories, and a clear roadmap to help student-athletes, coaches, and parents navigate the complex world of balancing sports and education. And now I am thrilled to bring this message to a wider audience as a proud member of the Cascade Sports Network. We're partnering to amplify these crucial conversations about student-athlete success. I believe every student-athlete deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, both on and off the court and the field. You can purchase your copy directly from our website at www.ckasafeproject.org. Join me and the Cascade Sports Network as we work together to help every student-athlete succeed. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. It is segment 2. Let's talk about the Western Conference. The number 1 seed, Oklahoma City Thunder, is going against Memphis. Mike King's not here, but man, I know he's going to listen. I'm going to say a gentleman's sweep and the Thunder in 5 because Memphis is just ornery and they're just tough. But I can't see them beating the Thunder. FD, what do you got? Thunder, Memphis.
I say 4-0. Just in the regular season, Memphis win the 3 game against the Thunder win the 3 game against the Memphis Grizzlies. And now with the change of the coach, I love Coach Thomas. I think he's gonna be a great coach in the NBA, but they have a lot to figure out. So I think, for my opinion, it's gonna be sweet 4-0. And there's no game in this series.
All right, sweep it. Okay, second series. The number 4 seed Denver Nuggets and all of their drama against the Clippers. Now, I had the Clippers winning in 6. Not because I'm a fan of anything, but I don't like noise. And Denver's got noise. And as I watched game 1, everything that I thought about happened. I saw Russell Westbrook break hearts and make plays. I
Mhm.
also saw James Harden not play hard.
Mm.
And Kawhi is back, and he's a better player. And Jokic is so good, but man, he's looking around him saying, Jiminy Crickets, I need some help. So I'm still going to go with Clippers in 6. But man, the Nuggets are Jokic makes you a dangerous team. What are you thinking, FD?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a very huge season, coach, a very good huge series. I think game two will be a big deal because it is different if the Clippers win at Denver and take back the home advantage, or the Nuggets go to LA with a 2-0. And I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game. And yes, I agree with you. I think the Clippers are going to win because Kawhi is a great player. James Harden is good. And, the Nuggets has experience. But yes, the same thing. They're dealing with big stuff right now with the change of a coach. And I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, Clippers is going to be better this series.
All right. Lakers are the 3 seed. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the 6 seed. My prediction was Lakers in 6. Everyone knows that I think the Lakers get talked about way too much. And the people on our show will say, man, the Lakers get talked about way too much. On the other hand, Will Cotton, who's a show member, folks, has got me hating Julius Randle on every team. That's why I picked the Lakers at 6, because I can't depend on Julius Randle, but
Mm,
Ant Edwards is a ball player. And Luka don't play D. We already know Luka don't play D.
mhm.
And part of me wants the Lakers to lose the first round so people can get off Nico's back, because they've been killing this guy. But I
Definitely.
got the Lakers in 6. I can't. They can't lose to Minnesota, can they? What do you think, FD?
Coach, the 21 last game of the regular season, the Minnesota Timberwolves win 17 of them. So this team is on a great run. Sorry, my bad. I'm not surprised they win the game one. And I think the Timberwolves are going to win against the Lakers. As I told you, and you always told me that playoff is about defense, it's about fighting. And yes, the Timberwolves has dog. They make a great adjustment this last summer with the trade of Carl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle. It's a different style of play, and Anthony Edwards has fixed the next step in his career. And I think that they have a lack of protection of the Lakers. So it's gonna be a 6 game winning for the Minnesota Timberwolves on my point of view.
All right. And I'm not mad. So anytime we get rid of them. Now, this is my favorite series of all the first round series. The Houston Rockets are the number 2 seed going against the Golden State Warriors, who I think we talk about way too much as it
Mm.
is as well. So the Rockets, believe it or not, fans, are the underdogs as the 2 seed. And I think Ime Udoka is a great coach, and young legs run free. And I got the Rockets in 6. I do. I'm about tired of Jimmy Butler. I ain't mad at playoff Jimmy. Do what you got to do. But man, I just think the Rockets, them young legs, and there's a stat that I can't keep. It's called the second jump stat. Rockets got so many players that can get off 2 jumps before the old legs of the Warriors could get one. So I got the Rockets at 6. Talk to me, FD. What do you have, sir?
I agree with you. I don't know if it's gonna be 5, 6, or 7 series, but the Houston Rockets are gonna win. They have a great team. And the key of the series, I think, for me, on my point of view, is that the Warriors, they're playing the ultra small ball with no center. They play with Draymond in 5. And the Rockets are very good in offensive rebound with Steven Adams, with Sengun, with all those players. And they're fighting. I love Dylan Brooks because he's not a great player. He don't have a lot of skill, definitely, but he's fighting. He's a competitive player. And this is gonna be they have Doug. The Houston Rockets has Doug, and it is one of my favorite team in this playoff series.
Yeah, I really like watching them play. Amin Thompson and they just Jalen Green. They just ripping and running, and they don't get tired, man. They just running, and you can see Draymond grabbing his shorts and breathing out his mouth. Anyway, I could be wrong. It's okay. So anyway, in segment three, fans, we're going to recap the WNBA draft and get a unique perspective from the number 2 pick from my man Francois. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Keith Adams, and for years, I've witnessed the struggle student athletes face on how to truly balance the demands of academics and athletics. It's a question that I have dedicated my life to answering. That's why I wrote Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. It's more than just a book. It is my personal journey, and it is filled with hard-earned lessons from decades as a coach, educator, and now president of the CKA SAFE Project. Inside, you will find practical advice, real-life stories, and a clear roadmap to help student athletes, coaches, and parents navigate the complex world of balancing sports and education. And now I am thrilled to bring this message to a wider audience as a proud member of the Cascade Sports Network. We're partnering to amplify these crucial conversations about student athlete success. I believe every student athlete deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, both on and off the court and the field. You can purchase your copy directly from our website at www.ckasafeproject.org. Join me and the Cascade Sports Network as we work together to help every student athlete succeed. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 3, we want to give some WNBA draft grades, but we have a unique perspective here in terms of one of those players. The Seattle Storm, with the second pick, select Dominique Malonga from France. And Francois, you've got a little familiarity with her. Introduce her game to our audience, sir.
Yes, I'm very proud for Dominique Malonga. You know, parents of Dominique Malonga are from Congo, and they left Congo before in the 19 because of the war. They go to Cameroon. The Malonga dad was one of the greatest players in basketball history in Cameroon, and after that, they joined in France. But Malonga was born in Cameroon. She came in France. She started playing basketball because of her size. And you know, she was recruited we know in France, I don't know how it works in the United States, but in France, we have something that we call INSEP. INSEP is a place where all the best players of the country are living there and playing together. And I can tell you, Tony Parker, he was in INSEP. You know, this is a place for all great players in France. Boris Joe, they worked there, they grew up before becoming professional. And so she was recruited to the INSEP. She played 2 years in INSEP. And after that, she was recruited in Asvel Villeurbanne. This is the team. The owner of the team is Tony Parker. She won a new European Cup in 2023 and the French Championship in 2023. She was selected with the national team in the Olympic game in 2024, you know, in Paris. And she's one of the top prospects in Europe for multiple years. And I think she's going to be a great player in the WNBA because she has size. She can shoot. She's a smart girl. She understands how to set screen, how to play in the post. And she's a unique style of play, you know, like Victor Wembanyama in the men coming from France, you know, with a lot of fundamental. And I think that the Seattle did a great pick by taking Dominique Malonga.
Now, I do have to ask you, she's young, and the WNBA is a very old league because you have to wait 3 years from your graduating class if you're a domestic player to come in. How do you think she's going to handle being so young, playing with grown women? What do you think?
Yes, coach. She's playing with grown women since 3 or 4 years in France, and I think she played not in France but in Europe. So, and that's, I think, on my point of view, and we can say about the same thing about men, and this is different with many other countries in Europe. What they did in Europe is that player play with, Luka Doncic the same way. They have the opportunity to play with grown men and women earlier, younger, and that make them feel comfortable when they come to the draft for NBA or the WNBA. And that's the difference. Malonga play with maybe since this last 4 years, she played with grown women. So I think she's WNBA ready.
Oh man, that's an awesome perspective. Last thing before we wrap up, in terms of her adjustment culturally, what do you think will be some things she has to be mindful of, because she's going from France to Seattle, Washington, and you can't get any more different than that journey? Anything you anticipate and any advice you'd give her?
Just be focused and just be very focused on the game, because in France she has the family every time. She's in a situation that everybody, but when you come in the US, man, there's a lot of distraction. If you guys are not if you want to focus really, you can get out of your journey quickly. And I want her to be just focus on her job, focus on the love on basketball, and do no shortcut every day. And that's a big deal for European or African players that come in US, because they are not. It's not like it's not the same life.
Yeah, that's an awesome perspective. All right. So on behalf of my man FD, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, also seen on the Cascade Sports Network, and we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.